friends. I haven't been on here in a while. I've had some headaches and just some stuff going on. So anyway, I have printed out pumpkin scones with pecan brown butter, and this is from Oh Sweet Mercy. And let me tell you what, I've been cooking more and more of her recipes, and I'll tell you, Dawn is Oh Sweet Mercy, because man, that's what you say when you dig into some of her recipes. So this prep time was really quick. It has almond flour, pristine whey, oat fiber, super sweet, baking soda, baking powder, pumpkin pie spice, butter, egg, pumpkin, and vanilla. Super simple. Threw it all into my food processor and got it into this doughy consistency here, and I've dumped it out. Now, it's a little sticky, so I'm going to take just a little bit of my MCT oil. We've talked about this before. This is so good for your skin anyway. And I am just going to, as she says, press it into a circle in the middle of my parchment here. And I am making it, I don't know, I guess it's a little more than a ½ inch thick. And I just am going to kind of pinch it. I don't want these edges too mashed up, you know, where it's open. So anyway, I've got my circle here, and she says to cut it into 8 triangles to make a proper scone. So I'm going to cut down the middle one way, down the middle the other way. So now I've got a pie cut into 4ths, and she says to separate them a little bit. So I'm just going to move this out some away from the others, just a little bit, and cut that wedge into a half. And she says just separate them so that they're not touching. And so I am pulling this back a little. We're a little sticky here, you can see that. But that's okay, because we are making a nice heavy, it's an S scone. And so this is going to be really good with a nice collagen coffee, or a collagen tea, or a trimmy for breakfast tomorrow. And my husband is a super fan of scones of all kind, and he begs me to make them all the time. So she says, once you cut these up and you kind of mash the edges to make them a little prettier, leave it in the circle to bake. And so you can see here, I'm going to just clean this up a little bit. I've got a little mess in the middle, a little mess there. I just want to neaten it up a little bit. Really, really good. So anyway, what I've done is I have this in my circle. I have my oven on 350, and I'm going to bake this for about 20 minutes, and I'll come back and show you how this looks. All right, I'm back for just a minute here. Have you ever made brown butter? One of the things on here calls for brown butter glaze, and her directions are excellent. They're super simple to follow. The first time I made brown butter was a Christmas oatmeal cookie from Paula Deen. If y'all know anything about me, you know I live in Savannah. Paula is our queen, let's just saying. Anyway, the lady knows how to use some butter. But it says here, in a small saucepan, melt butter over medium heat, stirring constantly for about 5 minutes or until the butter begins to brown. And I'm telling you what, do not skip this step. It is so delicious. It makes, oh my gosh, it makes all the difference in the world. Now, this is called a pecan. Yes, pecan. You might say pecan up north. Here, in my house, a pecan is what you use to put under the bed in the middle of winter. We eat pecans. I don't have any pecan flavoring, so I'm just going to use a little bit of maple flavoring, which I think will be delicious in the pumpkin. So I want to show you a little trick, and she explains this here, and this is something that the Trim Healthy Mama sisters have done in a lot of their cookbooks and videos. Trim Healthy Mama in the Kitchen, on YouTube, everything. For some reason, I looked at powdered swerve today, but I could not bring my cheap self to pay over $5 for a 1 pound bag of confectioner's swerve. So I am using a trick that she explains perfectly here. She says to use erythritol, which I do not have, but she says you can use super sweet or gentle sweet and make a powder out of it first before you put it in with the brown butter. So I'm going to just show you very quickly. She says to use approximately 2 tablespoons of gentle sweet, and I use gentle sweet so much I buy it 6 pounds at a time, and I keep it in this Jagunda thing. My label fell off. I need to hot glue it back on. But anyway, this is going to get loud. But see, this is my gentle sweet, and this is a regular coffee grinder. We don't really use it much. So, did you see that? Now, oh, there it goes. Now it is a powdered sweetener. So this is going to be perfect for stirring, whisking into my brown butter to use as a glaze when these come out of the oven. So I'll be back to show you how that works and how yummy it is. Okay, sorry, this is happening really quick, so I want to show you. This is your browned butter. I can't really describe what this smells like. It's a different kind of smell. It's kind of nutty maybe, but you can see it's a really pretty color. And I pulled that right off of the heat, and we are going to whisk in, I'm so sorry, I'm just not a videographer. We are going to whisk in this powdered sugar to make a powdered sugar glaze. So I'm just going to whisk, whisk, whisk. I'm just going to tap that out of there and whisk this till it's nice and smooth. And I will show you, it's still a beautiful caramely kind of color. See how pretty that is? So I want to tell y'all too that I have posted on my page, and I am a member of a page that Dawn Yoder runs. And forgive me, Dawn, if I mess this up, but I think it's THM 12 monthly habits, or 12 habits of THMs, or anyway, it's a really neat page. And right this month, they are focusing on a clean kitchen. And I will tell you a little quick story. I'll show you my kitchen. When you walk in, here's the fridge. There's my outdoor. There's a little bit of countertop. You can see I've got an air fryer out because I am giving my son some reheated yummies, that stuff for dinner that I got at Kroger on sale. Here's my stove, microwave. This is the countertop that I work from. That's it. And I got a sink with a coffee maker. That's it. It is, I would never ever have bought this house based on the kitchen alone. Thank God the rest of the house is amazing. So anyway, one of her habits this month is keeping your kitchen clean. Let me show you this. Clean dishes. Do you do that? Do you clean your kitchen as you're cooking? Do you take the time while you're cooking to not only clean, but maybe to pray? This is my teaspoon of maple flavoring to go in this delicious brown butter glaze. You know, everybody scatters when it's time to clean the kitchen. And so this is a really good time for me to pray and clean my kitchen. And I was a hairdresser for many, many years back in the 80s, 90s, up until Well, I didn't work full time, but even before I had my kids, I did some hair, and you know, I do them now, but that's about it. So I learned as a hairdresser that if somebody's really hot and on fire, one of the best things to put out their fire is to get them wet, take them to the shampoo bowl, and treat them kindly. Give them the best shampoo that you can and help them to relax. And so I find that having my hands in that water when I'm cleaning is relaxing and therapeutic for me. Do you do that? If you don't, maybe now is the time. So these are coming out. Give me just a second and we will glaze them. Okay, I'm back. This brown butter glaze, you can see what's left in the pan. I was trying to think of what this is like. Now, like I said, I don't have pecans, so I used maple. This, it's not like a caramel, even though, it's the right color. This is like, how do I describe this? Like a butterscotch, maybe? Don't skip the browning. This is absolutely amazing. Now, I just want you to take a little peek. Here are my finished scones with that glaze on them. She says to put it on nice and hot. Haven't tasted it yet. We'll probably have one at breakfast tomorrow. So I'm going to upload this video. I wish you could smell my kitchen right now. I wish that I could have let you taste that delicious brown butter. Don't skip that part. If you've got the pecan flavor in, go for it. If not, the maple is really delicious, and I love maple and pumpkin. So remember, this beautiful food is the food that we need to live, but we need Jesus for our life. Bye, friends.